Charlotte Roar Open 2024 Round 2 Back 9 coverage. Brought to you by Greatest Media Team. I am Dan Snyder, and I am joined again by Tournament Director Raivis Markons-Craig. What's going on, Raivis?
What's going on, everyone? So happy to be back. Get ready for action-packed Round 2 Back 9 coverage. We got Josiah Barhite with a 7-stroke lead against his card mates, including Paul Ulibarri, Zach Peters, and Bradley Hendrick. If you don't know who those players are, other than Paul Ulibarri, you're definitely going to know after today. Here's hole 10. Well, we're going to be starting off at the back 9, 308 feet, averaging 3.14, so no gimme. Players are going to have to shoot a straight shot, make sure that it rides pretty far before fading a little bit to the left.
Yeah, common theme with this course from what I've seen so far, it's something that pushes straight for a while, and then depending on which side of the fairway the basket finishes, fade left or fade right. But again, crucial to be precise off the tee.
Yep, and Zach Peters shows you exactly how crucial you have to be, just down the middle. That was with his tomb. Welcome back again with that tomb. And here is Uli with his buzz. What a beautiful looking shot.
Beautiful it was, but again, the common theme, you can hit the gap, but then those late trees, still it's Charlotte disc golf after all, so there's still a lot to fight through. And oh, Bradley, not how you want to start your back 9.
Oh no, not on this hole. You cannot be on the left side, and he looks like he's trying to sneak on through. Yep.
And going more toward the bad left side, and he wants to play hole 11 already. He's excited. He wants to get over that.
He's on the next hole. I did not even recognize this. Obviously, when you're filming, you're so focused. But holy cow, he is struggling here. Let's see if he can just at least get a bogey. And that was his third shot. Wow.
Yeah, it's not called the Angry Beaver for nothing, Raivis. This course will chew you up, spit you out if you are not on your A game.
I'm a little perplexed, though, because Bradley, if you remember from the front 9, played pretty safe. Like, he pitched out several times. I'm wondering why he just went on that left side instead of pitching right hyzer in the middle there. That was a little odd.
I mean, what is this, 6-shot lead, 7-shot lead? He's chasing Josiah, who he's not going to let up, so you have to go get him.
Yeah, no, I guess that's going to be the theme here for the back 9, because Josiah has such a big lead. I feel like you're right. These players are going to have to play more aggressive just to jump. Something that we didn't even mention yet is that these players are playing good, but there's other players that are playing better, right? So I don't think we talked about the pressure of making sure, we call out the people that are in second and third place at the current moment, like Anthony Anselmo. You have, what's his name, Clay Edwards, who's rising to the top as well. So this is going to be a pressure situation for Bradley, Paul, and Zach to see exactly where they finish at the end here on a rainy day.
Yeah, just to add to that, a lot of these players, their first time on coverage. I mean, Uli, no stranger to the camera. I mean, mainly behind the camera now, but still no stranger to the media element, but behind disc golf. But these other 3 competitors, they probably haven't been on coverage at all other than the front 9 and maybe 1 or 2 tournaments, but a new element that they have to get used to, and combine that with the rain and the difficulty of this course. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And couple of mistakes there, but we'll see what happens here on hole 11. Bradley suffering a double bogey on that unfortunate hole prior. Here is hole 11, 505 feet. This is a absolute beast. It's like a U-shaped hole. There's OB on the backside of the hole where the creek plays, and you really just want to make sure that you get creative and take something that's really stable and just drive it to the left. There is a Mando as well, so you're going to see most players make sure that they ride this right side rather than trying to cut off on the left there.
Yeah, see Zach, early tree. I mean, look at the fairway, easy to do, but Uli busting out the forehand roller. You gotta love it.
Yeah, that's was really
such
cool.
a good play. If you have it, that's such a good play.
Yeah, and he has it. I mean, we've been seeing rollers from this guy all day. He's no stranger to rollers, and this is actually the second time he did this. Make sure to check out that coverage from the front nine and the first round where he also plays and shreds this course. But that was a really good shot with his Raptor. If you want to know how to shoot a forehand roller, get a Raptor and shoot it like Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah, you're looking for something, especially to ride to the left like that. And yeah, you can let the hill do its thing and let gravity take over, but most of the time you see too overstable of a disc and it cuts over to the right. Impressive stuff to get it to turn over like that.
Mm. Yeah, talk about it.
And speaking of impressive turnovers,
yeah, that was his Berg. Zach Peters is one of the most creative players I know. I mean, he has a full bag and he throws a lot of different discs. I mean, I've been mentioning, you know, the Rock, the Rolo, the Berg, the Fallon, the Tomb. I mean, he's got a mixed bag and he doesn't know, he knows how to throw well. Wow, Josiah, we already knew that you could throw well, but just another par four that is textbook. I kept mentioning this in the first round and the front nine of the second round. He's just so clean on his par fours.
And it's so crafty too. I mean, being a lefty, you have to get creative with your shot shapes. You see a lot of courses catering to that righty backhand finish. He has to get creative, and he does it again. It's impressive.
Yeah, and Zach throwing his Berg again. That was really good. This whole average 3.9, so right around the par mark, a little bit under. 6 birdies though. I would have expected a couple more birdies than that.
Yeah, at the MPO level, you see 505, and it's not a long par four by any means. Definitely within most of these players' wheelhouse. It's just again the difficulty of the gaps you need to hit and how precise you have to be. And if you're wayward by one side or the other, you're hopefully looking at a par.
Yeah, and that's what these players are going to be doing. They're just going to be mostly getting their pars. Here's a birdie look, though, for Paul. Let's see if he can get this one. This is like 40 feet.
Just outside the circle and just a little too much wide. I mean, you'd rather miss it high than low, but he looks at that putt like he does a 20-footer. He expects to make it.
Not a missed circle one putt, though.
No, not a missed circle one. He will maintain his percentage at circle one, but circle two dropping a little bit. And what a putt from Zach through the tree. Little V-gap.
He shows a little bit of everything. His putt, his tomahawk, his thumber. Like, I'm telling you, man, he is going to be, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say that Zach Peters is going to be your AM World Champion in 2025.
You heard it here first, folks.
And
I'm not. Who might have doubted you?
Can we bet on fantasy AMs? Like, is that a thing?
I'm not. I'm gonna let you worry about that one. I'll stick to the pros because
there's gotta be some fantasy duel for AMs. Come on,
some underground disc golf gambling.
Yeah. Hole 11, we did see a couple of birdies there. Awesome job there by Josiah there. Hole 12, one of my favorite holes, Dan. This is a controversial hole because most people don't like it, but I think it's a good hole. I know that Michael Johansson, when he played it during the Skins match, he had a lot of things to say about this hole. And here's why, right? Because players have to land sort of where the drone is right now, just kind of to get to the landing zone. But then you have a double island. So you have an island over the water creek here, that's OB, that water, and then this island is safe. And then you have another creek that you have to play over, which is OB, but it's landed safe on the island. So it's a little tricky, especially with a lot of the trees near the green, but I personally love this hole because of the challenge and because of the shot shape. I really love downhill hyzers and shot shapes like this one.
So as the drone was flying, I couldn't get a good grasp of the elevation. So what I'm going to say sounds a little convoluted, but I can understand the argument to be made of OB on a blind throw. Because at first it appeared you can't see the fairway. Now that I'm seeing it from the tee pad, you can kind of see it through the trees and the elevation is not as steep. So you can kind of see where your landing zone is, but I can understand the controversy of oh well, if it's a blind landing zone and you're throwing out of bounds, you don't know it until you get there. That can get a little frustrating.
Yeah, and I think it's just that once you get to the landing zone, there's really no clear good shot to approach the green. For most people, they find it very hard or difficult, but I don't know. I kind of think that a good drive gets rewarded with a good look at the basket. You're not going to always get a birdie on this one, but averaging, let's see, 4.14. So, it's just as hard as one of the hardest holes of the day.
Yeah, again, the short par 4 length is what throws me off because you step up to this hole and you're expecting a 3. I mean, a 400-foot par 4, how hard can it really be?
And downhill. Wow, Bradley just went OB, I think, on the backside. So there is OB, like it's a double island. So he just hit that second island there. Wow, you
Watch
were
out.
aggressive. Oh my goodness. What a shot. I think that's for his birdie, though. He's on a kind of on our heater right now.
Yeah, I mean, down 8 going into this hole, you have to make moves. You're down 1 stroke per hole, and as we've already seen, Josiah he's not giving it up.
No, I mean, he is up a lot. I didn't realize that he's up 8 strokes now. Wow.
Oh, a rare circle 2. Oh, parkour.
Now, so he's 8 strokes ahead of this card, but for Anthony Anselmo, he's only up 6 strokes. Anthony Anselmo's heating up, and I was mentioning so is Clay Edwards. So definitely watch out for those guys as they approach this back 9 here.
There's the putter from Bradley. He's alive, folks.
Those?
He's back. He's back.
I swear he struggles on the shorter ones because maybe he just doesn't think about it. But that was a great putt by Bradley.
Yeah, sometimes it's the low percentage putts that you're not expecting to make that you let the shoulders relax, you go through your motion, you're confident, you just throw it, and it just goes in.
So we saw 2 birdies, I think, right? I think Yuli and Zach Peters, and there was only 4 for the day. So really good lead card showing there on hole 12.
Yeah, I mean, Josiah knows what he has to do to keep the lead going. He's mindful of the birdies behind him, but he's got the good set to pedal going, keep the pedal to the floor to keep his lead.
And you're going to need to do that on this hole. This is hole 13, 255. Kind of a must get. It's a very straightforward shot. You can see here the drone is just flying a little bit uphill, but very straight. No OB. This is kind of one that players are definitely licking their chops because it's right there. It's literally right there in front of you.
Yeah, this is a good recovery hole. I mean, you get off of a difficult par 4, maybe one that you expect to get, and then if you don't, you're a little disappointed. And you step up to this hole and you're thinking, all right, there's 1, maybe 2 trees in my way. This is a must get, if you ask me.
Yeah, and Zach was throwing his wasp there. On the previous hole, he went berg, so that was really cool. They got the birdie with just those 2 shots. And Josiah, he doesn't like it, but that gets up there. That was his buzz. Here is Yuli. I believe he's going to be taking his Mantis. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say either Mantis, Undertaker, definitely a wide rim.
Yeah, no, that's a good play because it's uphill, so you have to kind of let it ride. Oh, that was a perfect shot. Wow.
That was beautiful. Yeah, you got a little bit of sneaky elevation. You got to throw something with enough glide to climb the hill.
What speed is a Mantis, Dan?
I want to say a Mantis is in that like 7 to 8 slot. I could be wrong, but it's on the slower. It's on the slower side of the fairways. You ask me.
But still got a little bit of speed as well.
And, oh yeah, it's still going to get to where it needs to go.
Yeah. And there's Josiah. He's going to be settling for his par. And Zach Peters for his birdie, just off a little bit. And Bradley Hendrick, he is absolutely heating up. A birdie for him, folks. And he just missed the birdie last time by an inch or 2. So I'm telling you, Bradley Hendrick is pushing for that podium finish right behind Clay Edwards, Anthony Anselmo.
Yeah, making the right push. I mean, he's still chasing a hefty lead, but kind of able to relax a little bit, get into his groove, get into his element.
Holes 14 and 15 are new, so we do not have drone footage for those just yet. However, you can see here, it's a pretty straightforward shot, 300 feet, a little bit to the left. This is a little downhill than uphill, kind of a cool shot. You can see there, Yuli went with his Mantis again, but kind of hit a tree, unfortunately. And Bradley, he is feeling it with that Sentinel. I'm telling you, he's now heating up, folks. Even though
Yeah,
it's pouring rain.
yeah, the rain picking up, not making for easy conditions by any means, but the making the good mistake, if you can call it a mistake, is going a little bit too long,
Mhm.
and just a great shot. Just again, getting into his element, getting into his groove, making disc golf look a little easier.
That is an interesting point. Sometimes you just need to find your groove, and it's hard to do in the rain. I feel like Zach Peters didn't find his groove until just in the last few holes, and Josiah has been finding his groove all day. Though, look at that shot.
And he's had the groove since maybe he throws a groove, who knows? But he's had it
He
in
does
his
not
bag.
throw the groove, man.
He's had that rhythm. He's been confident all day long.
Yeah, that was probably his T-bird. That was just a beautiful shot. You can see that we had a little bit of a gallery, even though it was pouring. I just wish it was good weather because I think it would. I think Charlotte would have came out to watch. What?
Oh,
Didn't I just
Berg
talk about how
doing
he's one of the most aggressive
doing
players?
Berg things.
Oh, he almost walked that in.
He was walking after it, and then that would have been amazing.
That was cool.
Still a great shot.
I
Don't get me wrong.
love his aggressiveness. I love it.
Solid run from Yuli there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be unhappy about it because he expects to make everything, but that's respectable, and especially with the hill, stops
Yeah.
short, able to sit, doesn't get that roll away,
Another
but he's
birdie.
watching the lead lengthen.
That's crazy. Another birdie for Josiah in the rain. Just making it look so easy. And don't look back because Bradley Hendrick is now also on a birdie train. He's happy. He's very, very happy. You can tell. And I mean, there's a lot of money between second, third, and fourth. You're talking about $800, $600, and $500, you know? And it looks like Aaron Frudent and Danny Beauchamp are also on these guys' tails. So we're going to have a very close finish toward the end here.
Yeah, there's a lot of names creeping up the top of that leaderboard. I mean, like you said, Josiah's kind of running away with it, but you said important dollars to be made in that second, third, and fourth spot, and it could make or break a tournament for most people.
Wow, look at this pretty shot. Bradley, my goodness, that was his raw. Okay, yeah, we see the head nod, Bradley. That was cool.
Yeah, a little bit of sneaky elevation here. Again, just Charlotte disc golf, point and shoot, pick your straightest disc. Little bit of an ace run. I mean, need a little more height, obviously, but this is one that you want to get for sure. This would be a great dream ace too.
Complete dream ace, and it is a really straightforward shot, but it's a little tricky because you have to kind of beat these trees right at the end, which sneak up on you. And oh, there we go. That was a great shot with his buzz there, Josiah. This is a brand new hole, like the last hole. These holes have only been in there for like a month, and I think it fits the course so well. I really do. I think this plays so much better than the 2 holes prior that they had in this course. And kudos to all the people that are making the changes here and putting in the hard work, all the volunteers at this amazing course.
Yeah, so you mentioned hole 14, hole 15 being new. Are there plans to make changes? Are these holes kind of set in stone? Like what's the process looking like of developing new holes like this?
This is pretty much it. They may create longer tees. I feel like they'd love extending tees just to make it, you know, more professional and make it more difficult. Zach, of course, was trying to run that. But I think this, because of how well it fits the course, they're probably not going to really change too much on those 2 holes. If anything, they would change maybe some other different holes. And another birdie
Just keeping it going.
for our
Just
guy
keeping it going.
Josiah. That was clean. That was such a good putt, and it had no chance of missing once it got over that rim.
And speaking of no chance of missing, Yuli putter meet pole
I
meet
love
putter.
it. I love his style.
What is he putting with now?
Oh, that's a good question. I did have it here. It's the Paul Ulibarri Challengers, the CT Paul Ulibarri Challengers.
So if you want to putt like Paul Ulibarri, go pick yourself up a couple challengers and you'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, again, that high putt, but he knows exactly where to land it.
He knows his discs so
Yeah.
well. I mean, how much experience does he have in the sport of disc golf? He knows his discs inside and out.
And I think that's a turkey for Bradley Hendrick. Don't look back.
Not to be overshadowed.
Yeah. My goodness, he's every time that Paul does something, he does something. It's pretty awesome. And here is hole 16, 439 feet. I love this hole. This is a signature par 4. It averaged 3.62. So a lot of the players knew what they were doing, but this is another new change actually that fits the course, other than what we had prior, where the next hole was downhill and was blind. So this just fits better, where players get to choose to go over the out of bounds or lay up to try to get the eagle or the par look or the birdie.
Oh, so that OB that you're seeing at the bottom there with those stakes, that extends across, or does that ride the entire left side?
It rides the extended left side, and then it rises back to the green. So it's an island as they approach the green. And Yuli is definitely going to go for it. It's about 420 feet.
I mean, he has such command over those left to right shaping shots. Just a little early. Just a little early.
I don't know if that had the juice. I'll be honest.
Yeah, kind of relying on turn and to cover more distance than he is pushing it forward. So
he was taking his nuke. That was his nuke. So I mean, that turned too much. But Zach, let's see if he makes it inbounds. He went with his destroyer here, the first destroyer shot of the weekend for him. So he does have an arm. Not only can he putt and have a huge utility bag, look at this shot.
Yeah, seeing coming in from the catch cam angle, I don't know.
It's close. I mean, look. Let's see if our catch cam.
What a shot!
Yeah.
What a great.
That's on the good
there.
side. Okay, that's the people. That's on the good side. That is crazy. So he's gonna have an eagle look on this 440-foot hole. This average, again, 3.62. So the players really knew what to do here. I guess the shortness of the hole. I would figure that the OB would come into play more often, but I guess the players figured this one out.
Yeah, seeing the shorter nature of the hole is usually just. Again,
wow! I just jinxed
good upshot, robbed at the end. But like I was saying, this hole where you're expected to play the long, so now you step up to the shorter position. And you're kind of licking your chops a little bit. As what?
Oh no!
That was rude.
That was aggressive. We haven't seen him do anything like that.
Yeah, the first time I've seen him really take a high speed disc into a green, especially on such a short shot. He's been relying on his links most of the round.
That was definitely his Firebird. Definitely his Firebird.
It's definitely fast. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens there for Bradley, but he's looking pretty for his potential. Another birdie, I think. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. The danger of running running the green. It falls off.
I don't know if I love that play. I know he was probably trying to make moves, which I totally understand, but that was a little risky after just going OB. Wow, but hold on. Let's talk about this eagle first. Wow, Zach. What an eagle. Good putt, too. Very confident.
Oh, great putt. And let me bring you into the mindset of a putter that did just watch somebody else run their putt and roll away. That can get in your head a little bit. So kudos to Zach for stepping up and making a solid, aggressive putt, even though he saw someone else roll away. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, and someone else who's a really good putter too. And you can kind of see
Of course.
Yuli walked by the camera and was just, whistling to himself. And I don't think he really cared too much that he missed that putt. Which internally, if I just went OB and then I putted and I went OB again, I would not be whistling. I don't.
No.
That's just me. And I think that just shows that Yuli knows how to internalize and knows that he's such a good player that was worth his run, I feel like.
Yeah, able to really block out the bad. I mean, take the score on the chin, move on. Like you said, he's been playing long enough. He's kind of been through it, so easy for him to do. More parkour.
Yeah, Josiah. I feel like Josiah, deep down inside, might be into parkour.
Dude, you got an 8-shot lead.
Yeah,
Relax. You don't want to hurt yourself.
he's very athletic, and he's actually he used to be a baseball pitcher and was a very good baseball pitcher. So he's definitely got that physique. Here's hole 17, 550 feet. This averaged 4.29, one of the hardest holes of the day. And here's why. Look at this tricky fairway that you have to enter after your drive. And then you have OB all the way on the left-hand side crawling up, which players really have to avoid. But it's very difficult because it gets more narrow as you get to the green.
Yeah, I mean, you're throwing a shot that requires such precision that you need to move a little bit towards the OB as you get closer to the green. I mean, that's just the way the hole shapes, and that's where the slope shapes, and it's not easy. It's demanding.
It is, and I think because of how demanding it is, and because how fast the OB can come into play on the left-hand side, Zach just suffered his out of bounds, I believe. He might be safe, but that was very close. And Josiah and Bradley, they're kind of just laying up their mid ranges and putters right down the middle there, and you can see that they're not trying to bite off too much off the tee there. Meanwhile, Yuli is gonna go super aggressive here. Check this one out. Oh my gosh,
This is something else.
He didn't like it, but he's still watching it. What happened?
What even fairway did he find?
I think this is a nuke. I don't even know, but look at this shot like that. It keeps riding, and what the?
He's riding the OB
That's
line.
OB. That is OB.
He's riding the OB line like 10 feet until it curls back in.
The creek is. He literally jumped the creek. That was crazy.
Paul Ulibarri's disc can walk on water. That is confirmed.
He is a very magical person, apparently, a wizard out there. Bradley with a beautiful
Just
upshot,
carving up the fairway.
Yeah, he made that hole look really easy. I'm telling you, he really turned on the jets here in the back.
And the later you get into these rounds with the weather, with the conditions, it can take a toll. So just to keep up that consistency in your gap hitting is truly impressive. And this is where he ended up. Just a little chipper.
In the perfect spot. Like, what? He rode
left
that.
A little bit desired.
He rode that OB line like I've never seen anybody ride a roller on an OB line. That was insane. And another
Zach
bird
continuing to live that Berg life. Just great disc choice to throw, especially with the OB right behind the basket.
Yeah, he's a smart player. No way is he going for it.
I mean, you got a 8-shot lead, 9-shot lead. He doesn't care.
But shout out to him for not like going too far on a 90-foot putt. Like he's 10 feet beside the basket. I never have 90-footers sit 10 feet near the basket.
Yeah, he had thankfully being the lefty, he was kind of able to hyzer the putt away from the OB.
Mm-hmm.
Good putt from Yuli there.
Yeah,
left himself a little bit of a longer putt than he probably wanted, but
I think he's still 100% this tournament.
Was that in the circle?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. He's such a good putter. I happy that we got to see him on the channel, and I finally got to watch coverage and film him because he is so much better than I anticipated. His putt is so clean these days, and I don't remember him ever being such a good putter back in whenever I watched, Central Coast and growing up watching Uli and all those pros.
Yeah, the old days of Jomez.
Yeah.
No, his game has definitely evolved. I mean, he looks like he's having fun, and that's what matters.
Yeah, even in the rain. I mean, this was hard conditions all day, and I know he was a little sad and a little frustrated that he wasn't going to play the longer layout at Angry Beaver, but let's be real, this course is playing tough as it is on the shorter layout. And talk about this hole 18, 566 feet. This is a doozy, but one of my favorite holes because of how technical it is and what you need to do in terms of landing in two good spots to get the birdie look. One of the best finishing holes in Charlotte.
I mean, quite the contrast, if you ask me, too. I mean, you're playing in the woods all day, and then you step up to this hole, and am I even on the same course anymore?
I know, right? So, like, this par 4 is a good finishing hole version. It's a little shorter than what you just saw on the drone. But as you can see here, this tee shot really just allows players to sort of land in a very open space and then approach it with a huge hyzer bomb. So this is like a warm-up to that next hyzer bomb.
So your drive is kind of like your position play, and it's setting you up for your second shot. Is there any... Would anybody ever try to hit that second fairway?
I don't think I've ever seen anybody. It's so far away, and there's so much out of bounds. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's like, how are you going to control something that high speed?
Right.
Like if you have to talk like with that much distance. I get it.
And there's a couple pines there that you can see that actually kind of sneak up take away that height from you. But 43% birdie rate on this hole. Wow.
He likes it.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of, at this point, you just kind of treat it like a par 3, right? You throw your drive, you get yourself in position, and what was that? Did he roll?
Uli just rolled OB. Oh my gosh.
What?
That was like
Come
on a hyzer. I don't even understand how that happened. That's crazy.
The disc golf gods giveth, the disc golf gods taketh away.
Yeah, and he's been, if you think about it, he just got that birdie, so that was, yeah. He just got that birdie, so he's going to play aggressive here on the final hole, but that was just super unfortunate to roll OB. Here's Bradley for his birdie on hole 18.
Respectable run.
Yeah, very good run, and not too far in terms of a comeback. This is so unfortunate that he landed OB.
Not only to be OB, but to have no putt. Like, to really have nothing to look at.
But he did somehow get up there. That was
But he somehow
really
still hits metal.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Uli being Uli. That's crazy that he unfortunately got another bogey to finish his round. So he's going to finish, I think, -6 or -7, which is good enough for 6th place. But Josiah is clearly your flat-out winner today. This guy absolutely impressed me on the putting green, the drives, the approaches. He just makes it look so easy out there.
That's the overall game, and I love this shot right here. Somebody's got to teach this man to lay up, though, because you want the glory. You want everybody to be watching. I mean, everybody's watching him on hole 18 anyway, but
yeah,
give yourself a moment in the spotlight, bud. You just beat arguably one of the best players in Charlotte.
You just beat arguably one of the best 3 players. I mean, you have Clay Edwards, you have Anthony Anselmo. They're all in the mix here, and then you have Paul Ulibarri. And let's not forget one of the world's future world champions, Zach Peters. And
you're still holding on to that, huh?
I am. And here we go.
Josiah Barhite.
Huge win, almost $1,000. I know he used it right away.
I'd love to shout out a sponsor, but don't really have one. But thank you everybody that that helped out. I mean, it's a pretty crappy day of disc golf, but appreciate y'all sticking out, and thank you to my card mates. Y'all were fun to
I
play
mean,
with, so thank you.
tying the hot round for the second round with Anthony Anselmo. Obviously, the hot round after round 1, so you're outright winner for the 2024 Charlotte Roar Open.
Yeah, and shout out to Alex Cyrus for coming back with a 10-12 second round, jumping into 10th place. You have Nate Johnson finishing 9th, Paul Ulibarri finishing 8th, Zach Peters finishing 7th, Bradley Hendrick finishing 6th, Clay tying Danny Beauchamp at 4th. I mean, this was just an insane tournament. Thank you to all of the players. Thank you to everybody that participated. Thank you, Dan, for being here. Thank you to all the FPO players. We had, there's your FPO champion, Leah. And yeah, just a great tournament. I'm just so happy to be here, and I can't wait to host the Charlotte Roar, the 3rd edition, at the end of December this year.
Yeah, you said it best, Raivis. Well, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us, watching some awesome tournament coverage. Keep on, just if you want to keep watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're happy to bring you coverage, and we just love doing it.
Absolutely. Dan, thank you so much for being here. Greatest Media team has a lot of coverage coming soon. Make sure to stay tuned.